Greetings from SeaWorld Orlando. A controversial pick for an afternoon in a post-Blackfish world. I was here a few years ago and found the coaster merch incredibly weak. But in a post-Blackfish world, they've started to sort of pivot away from animal experiences a bit and really try to become more of a coaster park. They've been adding a coaster every year. This Skyline looked radically different last I was here. But now we're looking at Pipeline, the surf coaster, a prototype B&M surf model that I've never ridden before. So we're in for some fun. I think I have a feeling there's going to be a bit more coaster merch than when I was here right after COVID when the parks opened back up. But let's see, and we'll talk about the politics of the brand too, and animal welfare, and all the stuff that you're not supposed to say anymore. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for being here, because you are watching Peak Merch. Let's go. Alright, so Pipeline was sick. I'll give you my thoughts in a bit, but first let's talk merch. These mini building blocks are great. Cedar Fair does these. This is a notable step up for SeaWorld. And I think because of the design of the train, maybe coming home with me. We'll see, we'll look around. Oh, here's an example of it. Whoop, right down there. So pretty cool. And then just below, we have the Nano coasters as well. And then a SeaWorld Rescue Barbie, inexplicably. Let's keep looking. You know what? The lanyard is pretty sick. The patch is pretty sick. I think the graphic is great. I am secretly wondering if this is all some love letter from some oil exec to his pollution of the natural world. But the mug is great too, honestly. And this is very handsome actually, this tee. That might be a get. I wish it didn't say SeaWorld on it. Isn't that wrong? We'll keep looking. Okay. Something for the gals here, too. A little crop top, Florida, right? I get it. And this is undeniably a shot glass. Disney, they call this a toothpick holder, but it's basically the same thing. Just to the right here, we've got some truckers. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a pass member exclusive hat. And that is a trucker, which is good. And I do like. And then all the way up at the top, we've got the weird, what's it called? The Highland Mint. Like an art print with the coin. That's the same company that did my coin for Iron Gwazi, and I reckon they're this same company as well. Yeah, minted in 2022. I don't know if these things are even collectible, but they're cool. And I do have the one for Gwazi. That might be what I get. I want to get one thing. Here's another children's shirt. It doesn't look croppy. Children or a small lady? That's fine. And then we have that same graphic on a long sleeve as well, which is kind of cool. And I do kind of like. Alright, I'll let you know what I decide. And real quick, one of the questions I always get from folks is what constitutes quality merch to you? And I think this Pipeline hat is a good example. It looks like a great material, pretty thick, but then you flip it around and look at that patch. It's not an embroidered, it's just like a patched in thing. It's not firmly embroidered or stitched. The stitching isn't woven in. Here, you can see from the front as well now, right? The stitching isn't woven in to the product. It's just sort of stitched on the outer side. That shows you it's cheap. So I will not be spending, oh Lord, $32.99 on that. No. And we keep moving. Alright, great ride, bad ops. A haiku. No, a freeform poem. Lockers sold out. Talked ride attendant into letting me bring my sling bag. No issues stashing sling bag. 2 trains across, 2 trains out. No brake run. Or no block zone, rather. So, 1 train dispatching on the course at a time. And then, this kid's scared to go on, and the guy's talking him sort of out of it, but he's not making the kid get out of line. So, anyway, Backroad Ride was great. I think the stand-up model works really well. I think that if you stand up properly at full attention when the ride starts, you can kind of choose to lean in or out to every positive G and catch the right hill and feel what you got to feel. So I had some very, very positive G moments that played off the gimmick of this, which, oh yeah, by the way, is that the sort of seat floats on, I guess it would be, what is that, a Y-axis? So you can jump up and at the right hills and get a little extra floater ejector sensation. It's not quite the same as airtime, but it's very unique, and I think it's more than a gimmick. It adds a level of interactivity, frankly, to the ride that's very charming. So yeah, I think this thing's about to take off, and it's just so handsome. Let's watch one more time. There it goes. I'm also at my first booth of the Seven Seas Food Festival, right by Pipeline. I love myself too much to get a Chicago dog from a bunch of Florida Republicans who are abducting sea life, but I will get a chili cheese corn dog from them. That sounds like the right thing to get here. I also don't know about blue cheese in this Florida weather. Let's see the cocktails. I don't know if I need a cocktail. Just get a soft drink maybe. Godspeed. Alright, this is the chili queso corn dog, and it looks fucking delicious, so let's dive in. And I gotta say, if I'm being completely honest, the crazy thing about all of this is people are so nice when they see you're trying to create content and when you're storytelling. Like this dude at the Seven Seas food booth while I was filming that corn dog, was telling me, hey man, like, I love that sound. Happy spring, friends. Yeah, he was like, oh, hey, man, you know, I'm a creator. He's like, how you are with merch. Complimented my HHN jacket. He was like, how you are with merch, man. He was like, that's how I am with sports memorabilia. He was like, I got teams. I got like the Vegas 51s or something like that. Maybe you guys know what that is. He's like, I got stuff from teams that doesn't even exist. So he hit me up in the channel, and if you're watching, my friend, let me know what stories you have to tell. That's what this whole channel is about. I'm trying to make it not just about me, guys. It's just people care about merch. They care about collections. Souvenir was just a reminder of the time he bought the thing. But all merch is peak merch to someone. So yeah, you were just looking. Let me flip you around. You were just looking at Icebreaker, which is the third most recent coaster to open here in 3 years. Crap. I'm crapping on the manufacturer. I want to say it's an Intamin because of the problems that it had, but it's like a multi-launch little coaster with a top hat and a switchback, and you get different sensations depending on where you sit. I'm probably gonna have to do the back row for my first ride, but I also have an unlimited quick queue on here, so let's see how crowded it is and what we can do, and we'll keep moving. I'm going to head over to probably Penguin Trek next because it's new and probably less reliable, so I want to try to get that ride. Mako will be running in the dark, which is what I really want. But yeah, we're looking at the Icebreaker themed storage container photo and gifts kiosks. They did a great job. As far as the stuff itself, it's all pretty ugly. I'm probably not going to get anything, but I just wanted to show you for consistency and continuity's sake. So yeah, I don't hate the logo tee, but switchback. It's a great little airtime machine, but this would be something like a high-end carnival could have. It's such a small plot of land. I don't know. The ops were bad again. It's half the ride's fault, half the training of the staff and the kids. But the reality is, like, this park, which makes so many capital investments in its expansion, could spend some money to train their team. Look, Cedar Fair can do it. Why can't SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment do it? I don't know, but it is what it is. This one's kind of cool. It's tacky. Look how bad the SeaWorld Orlando logo job is down there, though. You see what I'm saying? There's a pattern starting to emerge. And they do have the coin here as well. So, alright. We'll keep moving. And pardon me, I almost missed this, but this is cool. Only because Orlando doesn't have none of these parks have a ton of coasters in one place. Universal could probably upseat them in a few years, or if you take the whole resort, you know, you have a comparable coaster size collection once Epic opens. But this is true for now. Will they have it on a pin? We'll just have to keep moving and find out.
Alright, by request, it's a good one though. We're gonna open our set with this tune. Maybe you know this song. Has to do with alcohol. So you definitely know it's Irish. The story goes something like this. As I was going over the Cork and Kerry mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. First produced my pistol, then produced my rapier, saying stand and deliver, for you are a full deceiver. My
Black hole, the daddy-o, black hole, the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Alright. As you may have gathered, there's some clapping involved in this song. If you don't know where to clap, we have some handy-dandy professional clappers, and luckily they're on stilts so everybody can see them. Just turn to them. Yes! I counted out his money, it made a pretty penny. I put it in my pocket and I took it on a Jenny. She sang me and she swore that she never would deceive. But the devil take the word for they never can be easy. My Black for the daddy-o, black for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Dang, if I had come here tomorrow night, I could have seen Ace Frehley. Maybe he just talks trash about Gene Simmons for the whole set, like it's a stand-up comedy or a spoken word or, you know, a free association slam poetry kind of thing. But in any case, whatever. I'll tell you what, I was gonna just go to Penguin Trek, but the theming of this gift shop here is just too good to ignore. So I think I'm gonna have to go inside. It's just interesting how much sort of generic animal merch these parks produce. They just opened a penguin-themed coaster. The sort of fractal penguin kind of does it. And then, like, here's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The magnets are generic, too. A lot of the stuff here really is the kind of stuff you could get at any place ever. Okay. Chilande is cool. That's actually sick. But the rest's good. You know what I mean? By the way, this Coaster Coffee Co., this is what they call the Starbucks locations in SeaWorld parks, so including Busch Gardens, and yeah, it's just Starbucks, but they branded it. I do like the subtle coffee bean note to the coffee bean print of this guy. Yeah, we'll keep moving. Wait, actually, I forgot to point these out. Look at this Mako model, so sick. I don't know if this had this last time I was here, but I'm super into it. We're gonna get some night rides on that bad boy unless something bad happens, so probably get some day rides on it too, because it's really super fun. Onward. One new thing of note since I've last been here, it looks like there's a lot of exclusive SeaWorld lounge flies now. They're all pretty woof, to be honest. The penguin ones, not without its charms. The only one I really am wild about is this. These guys, it's like Ollie and something. Classic sort of 70s SeaWorld characters. Do you remember the name of these mascots?
I may not be sure.
You're not sure either? Yeah, no worries. Nobody knows. But it's cool. Anniversary Loungefly merch. Orcas, not great. But then we've got some sesame stuff too, which is very cool. Oh my god. There's Abby Kandabi or whatever too. Oscar. These are pretty great. Wow. I'm shooketh. This is weird because it's Key West themed. Contour train, a real train around, you know, Duval and Plus. But the signage in this park is bad. So they've have themed fake signage to distract from the poor real signage. I don't see. There's the signs down there. Oh, Antarctica's that way. This is some bullshit. I'm just saying. It's good, but where are the actual signs? You know what I mean? Now this I like. I've seen, you know, the pharmaceutical vending machines, but I haven't seen merch vending machines. Not like this, anyway. I do wish they focused on smalls and less... Okay, maybe you need a cooling towel stat or a fan, but do you need a plush stat? I don't think so. They do have the pipeline mini blocks there, too, which is cool. If I decide I want those, I don't have to go all the way back to that other side of the park where that's the only thing there. All right, we'll keep moving. Almost to Antarctica. All right, you know, walking in Antarctica is a fully themed experience here. I was never here when Penguin Trek, the trackless dark ride, was open. I heard it didn't need to be trackless. But look, you actually get the gift shop before you get in the land. So let's hop on this new B&M family launch coaster and see how it is. I've heard it's not super thrilling, but and conflicting reports about the amount of airtime on it as well. But we'll see what we can do. It's very charming over here. I'm into it. And we'll try to get some shots of the coaster later too. Well, it's a zoo here. 95-minute wait. Glad I got that quick queue. See how long it takes and report back. All right. As we look at these penguins at the ride's exit, I will tell you what's wrong with this ride. The Vekoma family inverts, you know, they really are comfortable, and they're for families because of the thrill. These B&M family inverts have like the European B&M clamshell seats, and if you're like a big dude, they'll crush your thighs. I was in physical pain the whole time. It was like riding Shambhala, but at least you get airtime on that. Anyway, it's cool you exit into the old penguin encounter, and they're really pretty. Looks like they're feeding the birds now too. So this is a nice treat. I heard you exit through the old queue for the old ride, so I might have a walk ahead of me, but let's keep moving. Alright, here we go. Penguin Trek pins. Pretty nifty. There's a sticker. Looks like it's a Penguin Trek puzzle, a little tube puzzle. I suppose that's cute, just of the logo. Here's another look at it. Lanyard pouch of Penguin Trek. Is this a stick-on patch? Sort of another vintage stick-on patch. Another example where they have the constellation theme of the animal. I do like that trend, I suppose. I think that's kind of cool. I'll let you know if I see any other Penguin Trek merch. Alright, we've got some nano coasters too. I probably wouldn't get one for this ride. They're all like $50 for all the coasters, but they are here, so if that's your thing, now you know. Ooh, and I do see some shirts. Let's look over here. Okay, this is pretty sick actually. Probably the coolest coaster shirt I've seen today. Penguin Trek, baby. Wow, they can't move these opening day shirts. Oof, that's a bit of a problem. This is like a metaphor for how Snow White's gonna do at the box office this weekend. Yeah, and then some hats as well. This looks like the pass holder one, and then there's the sort of regular traditional one. Excuse me. Jesus. And then there's another. Oh my God, these kids are wild. And there's another Highland Mint print with coin. Take it or leave it. All right, friends. I think that's it. Let's keep moving. Scratch that. They have a coin too. You don't have to get the whole art print. I do want to point something out too. I think what's weird is how SeaWorld has propagandized its own merchandise. Like, look at our rescue team. Look at all the sort of animal stuff they do. They have a strong brand of animal care and altruism, but I don't really see any like ESG communications or, you know, of the actual work that its foundation team and its care teams do. So I don't know, maybe the comms team could do a better job of communicating out. Maybe it's just the coaster merch is more exciting to me, but I'm listening, I'm paying attention. I just, you know, I think they could become better stewards of the environment and animal welfare. But maybe almost not making toys of how great you are. It feels like, doesn't it feel a little, you know? I see the play, but I think it's kind of like a short-term branded exercise instead of a long-term sustainable blueprint for improving. So anyway, that's my rant. And I gotta tell you, I haven't been here since they repainted and fixed up Kraken. This entryway is friggin' awesome and gorgeous. This is a classic B&M floorless. Tried to make it go VR for a while. I don't think it went too well, but yeah, I got so much love for this ride. Probably get on it later. I really want to get night rides on this and Mako, the bad boys. But I don't know, night might be a few hours away, so we'll see how I do. Pace is always the trick, right? We'll check out some more gift shops and maybe look at some animals and sit down and eat in the interim, and we'll hit the big boys later. I suppose one confusing thing about merch for this coaster is there's an NHL team out of Seattle now with the same name, and they have much better branding too. I don't know. I'm holding out for some new Manta merch because that's really the king coaster here so far. Having done all 3 new credits, sorry, Mako, not Manta, Mako. Mako is still king. I'll take a hyper over some flashy inversion machine any day. So, all right, we'll keep moving. And Journey to Atlantis, the beloved, is it an aqua coaster? No, that's more of a water slide. It's a flume with a coaster element. I guess it's like a flume, but technically classed as a coaster because it's got a little coaster finish. Anyway, it's down for refurb, but it's a gift shop here. The Golden Seahorse and Aquarium is open. So yeah, it's a gift shop and an aquarium. I don't know what else to say. I remember them not having a ton of like pool merch or like any ride merch, even for Atlantis, but I will show you what it looks like when a gift shop turns into an aquarium. It looks just like this. Pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm in the Mako gift shop and they did Mako dirty. All we got is this little photo fridge magnet, and I don't want to buy a ride photo. And then if I walk through all of this generic branded stuff, keep going, generic branded stuff, Guy Harvey for some reason, generic branded stuff. Then I get here, there's a Manta hat, there's a Mako mug. That's it, a Mako mug. I guess Mako shows up on this tee as well, but I think that's pretty much it. I'm pretty disappointed, honestly. They could have done a much better job, especially for like their Hero Hyper Coaster. This is the one that's a classic. It's one of the top rated rides in the country. You know, show you're responding to the community, SeaWorld. This is silly and embarrassing. All right. I did manage to find this Mako t-shirt. It's really soft. I like the color too. It's 2X, but my Ozempic expired a while ago, and I think it'll be nice to have something a little roomier anyway, so I'm going to pull the trigger here and keep moving. Still disappointed though. I wanted a pin, honestly. Everything I said stands. Mako is such a masterpiece, so why does this gift shop only have 3 things for the ride and is mostly generic like shark and aquatic merch when they also have dedicated gift shops for that? Well, the answer is that SeaWorld decided to invest in becoming a coaster park more like Busch Gardens kind of later. For a while they hung on to the animal experiences, went a bit harder. There were animal experiences at Busch too, but Busch always had a reputation as a coaster park. Busch Gardens Williamsburg only has a few animals compared to Tampa, but it's so weird to me how like they pivoted to becoming a coaster park and only got merch for the coasters that they built after they made that decision. So there's a decent amount of stuff for Icebreaker, like, you know, there's a decent amount of stuff for Pipeline, there's a decent amount of stuff for Penguin Trek. But those are all family rides, by the way, with 2 person across trains. And meanwhile, Mako's over here. Kraken's got a little representation, but Mako's the gem of the pack. Mako's the gem of the portfolio, and it's a shame. It's a dirty shame. I did get that shirt, yeah, so I don't know. A little disappointed in that, NGL. But alas, we keep moving. I think the plan now is to try to get a ride on Infinity Falls and then come back to Mako for sunsets and night ride before hitting the gift shop and calling it a day. Yeah, so one of the bright spots on merch when I was here in, I guess, 2021, 2022 was that this ride, Infinity Falls, which builds itself as the biggest drop for any raft ride. I don't know if that's still true. It has a lift here these guys are about to go over. When this opened, they had merch. They had shirts and stuff. I don't see anything now. Just memories. Whoa. But it's still a great ride. And it's kind of warmed up today, so I'm going to get on this. Why not? You only live once. All right, now I'm in Finn's gift shop, closer to the shark encounter. More SeaWorld Rescue merch, first thing you see. I'm going to be honest with you, I've never seen a human being wearing one of these things in the real world. Now this is slightly better, as is this. This is a vibe as well, but the issue here is they could have made one of these a Mako shirt and they chose not to, and that's disappointing. I imagine it's just so they only had to do designs that they could swap at any of their parks. So SeaWorld San Diego, you know, SeaWorld Texas. I don't know. I don't know. We need more Mako stuff. And no Mako pins yet, but I do like these 60th anniversary pins with the different animals. So there's a dolphin, there's a flaminman, Mr. Walrus down here as well. Yeah. We'll see what else we can find. Okay, now this is good. I showed you the Starbucks location earlier, Coaster Coffee. This is the Coaster Coffee pin set. 30 bucks. But it's 4 pins. I don't hate it. Thinking about it. Marketing to 90s kids has lost all subtlety, can we say? I guess these are cool. I don't know. There's nothing pretty, like, real street about any of these business practices or corporate values. But, oh, here. There's a SeaWorld 60th Spirit jersey, though. That's pretty cool. Credit where credit's due. And some other 60th stuff. Got a 60th shirt. 60th mini. 60th tie-dye, 60th long sleeve, like a crew situation. Some 60th tumblers, cobble gear. Never heard of that before. And then this is for every chain. This is what I mean. They didn't even take the time to carve this out. But all right. Anything else here? These don't say 60th, but this blown glass ornament is pretty cool. And I do like the salt and pepper shakers with the sort of old school classic merch designs as well. And the ceramic bell. So there you go. We'll see what else we can find, probably nearing the end of our day here.
Please step up and continue moving forward. Please step up and continue moving forward.
Not bad. Tequila, pineapple, blueberry, and lime sour is the Mako cocktail. NGL. I think the fact that it was served in a giant bag was part of it. But I've had a week, so I can get a little ratch. Anyway, cheers. Let's head to the main gift shop, see what we're missing, if anything, and call it a day. All right, we're at the entrance, main gift shop. Here we go. All right, and first thing you see when you walk in is the 60th anniversary display. Much of the same things we've seen already, the jersey, the shirts. This I didn't see before, though. This is a pennant. Might be an Oxford pennant like those other ones, but sort of a classic style. I like it a lot. It's great. I also get a better look here at that ceramic bell. It's pretty handsome. But this I haven't seen yet. Check out this, I'm going to call it a rolling tray. You call it what you want. It's $15. I did see the price. I love the graphic so much. I love how old school and classic it is. I don't love that it doesn't have the anniversary year on it. So contrasted with this, which we saw a bit earlier, but we're getting a better look at, $10 more, $25, and much more handsome. I don't know, I'm considering it, but I'm going to take one more lap around the store before I make any big decisions. Alright, and just to close the loop here, a lot of the same pins we've seen like elsewhere throughout the park. They don't have everything though. The only ride they have left here is Penguin Trek. No surprise. There's some 60th anniversary pins down here as well. So, I don't know. It's okay. I like the sea lion and I like the walrus a lot. But do I need one? It's either that or the plate. Let me think. And I do think these two bags are pretty cute. But I will not be taking either of them home with me, alas. I like the solidarity with the animals. They all seem pretty happy and chill, but they're probably like drugged out as hell too, for being honest. So the orca show's still here. It basically just gently waves at you now, though. No more tricks. I did not pay it a visit, but I do like this mini dad tote here as well. So, all right, I think it's about time, friends. Let's head. All right, I did manage to snag a pipeline pin in the postcard style that Busch does for their coasters. I'm also really admiring this $174 Sesame Street Subway sun catcher by the Register. It's pretty handsome, and it's pretty expensive, so that's peak merch to someone, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let's get out of here. They say if you don't say thank you, she follows you home and haunts your dreams. Well, I'd call that a lovely night all around. I got a lot of rides in. It was crowded, but I think Quick Queue really saved my butt today. I knew I would need it. Spring break crowds. And it feels like spring. The highest it got was probably 70 today. SeaWorld's becoming a real coaster park. I don't think that the response from the coaster community is that this park has good ops. I met a few Fusies in line for that nice sunset ride on Mako. I don't think the consensus is that they really care about their fans. They're still catering to the kind of people who don't want to do Disney, the kind of theme park noobs. Even more so than Busch Gardens, because A, that's more of a coaster park, they have more rides, and B, it's not in Orlando, it's in Tampa, so, you know, there's an element to SeaWorld that I think is a little basic and a little bit of a bummer, but overall, great trip. They need more coaster merch, more Mako pins, and yeah, more shit for the fans. I don't need any stuffed animals, I'm a grown-ass man, so have a good night, thanks for being here, and you've been watching Peak Merch. Bye-bye.